Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We had a question on one of our videos. They were asking how to make a sort of frosted glass effect on one of our backgrounds here. As you can see, we've done it right here. It's not just opaque, it's actually sort of blurred, so it looks like a frosted glass type effect. Really easy to do. We've just got to add one line of code for this today, CSS code. Don't let that put you off. I'll put any code I write down below the video. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is enable the visual builder so we can build on the front end. Okay, well let's go up and let's just get rid of this section right here. And we'll add a new section. I'll make it a regular section. I'm going to use one column, one row. Inside, use whatever module that it is that you want to display. I'm going to use a call to action. We can pop a little button in there. That's great. Well, I'm just going to save that as it is. I'm going to pop this up to the top. I'm going to grab the actual section, just drag it up and drop it at the top there. Okay, well I'm on the section. Little blue tab for a section, green for the row, and dark for the module. I'm going to go into the section and give it a background image. So little cog on the blue tab, down to background, over to image, and we can add a background image. Then I'll find the appropriate image. I'll use the same one as I used before. Great. Okay, I'm also just going to add a bit more space to this section, so there's more space top and bottom. So I'm going to go over to design, spacing. I'm going to put 100 top and bottom. Just put in the 100. It'll put in the pics for you. Hit the chain. It'll do the bottom for you as well. Great. Okay, well let's go into our module now. Dark tab for the module, and I'm going to take that blue background away. On the content tab in the module, down to background. The call to action as default comes with a background color. Most of them don't. So just go down to background, color, hit the little trash can to get rid of it. There we go. Okay, actually while I'm in there, let's add a button. So let's go back in there, and you put what your button wants to say right there, but it's not going to show up until you put a link for the button in, and you can put the link in the content down below. Right there if you want your button to link to somewhere, and you can link the module elsewhere or to the same link if you want to by putting a link in right here and take them wherever you want. Okay, let's save this now. What we're going to do, we're going to go back out into our row. Green tab for the row, and this is where we're going to apply the frosted background. So we'll hit the little cog to go into the row. Again, I'm going to go to background. I'm going to put a white background in. As you can see, it sort of totally made it go away. If you click on the color itself here, right hand slider, we can slide this down so it's almost totally see-through, but we still got that sort of white element to it, but you can read the writing nicely. So take it down to wherever it is you particularly want it. Something like that. Like I say, that's kind of a background, but it's not blurred out the image and it doesn't make it look frosty. It's just a sort of opaque background. This is where the actual coding comes in, and like I say, it's a really easy bit of code, and I'll drop it below the video. Going to go over to our advanced, still in the row settings up here. We're going to go to custom CSS. Down in the main element right here, main element, we're going to write backdrop filter dash filter colon blur, open and close some round brackets here, and put in the amount that we want it to blur by. I'm going to say 10 pixels, adjust it to how you want it. And of course we want to put a semicolon after that for our next line of code. Now it comes up here with unknown property backdrop filter. Ignore that. As you can see, it's actually done what we wanted to do, and that's now gone from being just opaque and just slightly see-through there to actually being kind of frosted looking. You can see it through there, but it looks kind of frosty. If you adjust the pixel amount, say 5 pixels, It'll blur it out less or more depending on what you put in there. I think I want about 10 though. Split the difference, let's put 8. How's that? Okay, and just to make it compatible with other browsers, I'm going to drop down a line. I'm going to put dash WebKit and then another dash. Then after that I'm going to copy what we've got up here, backdrop filter blur 8 pix, and paste it in just after there. And again, it's got that, but ignore that, it seems to work absolutely fine. So there we are. How easy was that? We've got our frosted background there. If you wanted to make it more dramatic, you could make that a little parallax background effect going on there in the section. So if we go into the section, go to background, image, you can turn parallax on right here. True parallax, if I save this, it's going to move, but it's going to move at a slightly different rate as the rest of the image. It's actually moving there at a different rate. Haven't got a lot of depth to this page, so we can't move it too far. Or if we go in there and make it CSS, it's like a fixed background. So we're back into the section settings, background, image, change it to CSS, and that's actually what they call fixed background. This image isn't quite tall enough to get away with this. That way it stays where it is, and that's really dramatic. And like I say, we've got that nice frosted sort of image going on in the background. Of course, you can add more text to this and make this bigger if you wanted to round the corners on your little frosted section there. Go into the row. Remember, that's our frosted section. Go to design. We'll go to border, and we can give it round corners if we want, as long as that chain is checked right there. Just put in a value up here. Higher the value, the more rounded the corners are right there. And if you wanted to, you could even give it a bit of box shadow if you wanted to, make it stand out a bit more on top of the image there. There we go, we now got one with rounded corners, and you can see that image behind there quite nicely, but it's got that frosted glass effect. So let's save this, make sure it's all going to work on the front end. Let's exit the Visual Builder. There we go. And there's our sort of frosted glass effect. Like I say, just one line of code we've got to write for this today, or actually 2 little lines to make it compatible with all browsers. But I'll put that below the video. You're welcome to copy it, use it how you will. So I hope that's answered your question, how to create a frosted glass effect. And remember, you can up or down the sort of blur effect of this using the pixel amount in that bit of CSS code right there. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.